Welcome back, everyone. I'm hoping that everyone has been able to come back through to this next session. And I do appreciate, we know that there are some people who are having difficulties with their screens at the moment and they are seeing only a black screen. We do think it's something to do with the deep firewall if you are at school. So we're very sorry if that's what you're experiencing, but we'd like to let you know that it is being recorded and it will be available and accessible after the sessions today. So we'll do our best to make sure that you can see it at some stage. So please stick with us. It's my pleasure now to introduce a PSW video presentation. PSW, due to the current circumstances, they are a new partner of ours and they have provided a video to showcase their service to schools. We are extremely fortunate to be associated with PSW and we encourage members to stay tuned to the following video presentation by Steve Cooke, and this will feature an opportunity for us to learn more about their service and benefits to our school communities. Please stay with us while we watch their presentation.
PSW. Delighted to be a sponsor to your association, and would just like to take the next few minutes to introduce you to our business and explain how we can support your operations and needs and make the life of managing a uniform as simple as possible. Our motto is simple: making your school look great. And that's what we do. We're here to help your brand develop and enhance your school's reputation within the local community. We provide flexible service solutions. That can mean visiting one of our retail stores, being fitted out personally, click and collect online, or having products delivered straight to your home via our home delivery service. So I'd just like to give you a few great facts about PSW. We employ over 400 staff both in Australia and internationally. We manufacture uniforms that clothe over 500,000 Australian students every year. We operate 65,000 individual SKUs, that's individual items of uniforms designed by PSW. We also have an in-house design team, which means we can work with our business partners closely to ensure that they get the uniform that perfectly reflects their community and the brand of their school. One of the things that makes us unique is the fact that we own and operate our own international manufacturing facility. That means we can guarantee not only the quality of manufacture, the delivery time, but more importantly, the ethical background of every single product that we manufacture and place on the backs of children in Australia. Here we are in our Brandholm warehouse. This warehouse is used to support our 18 retail stores across Australia, the largest retail network for any school supplier. This has also been instrumental in providing support for our retail sites offering vital click and collect services, especially during the COVID period. And we're preparing for back to school. We've already introduced our online click and collect service. We've also launched our online pre-booking service that allows parents to select a time that suits them to arrive at store and conduct a fitting service with one of our experienced retail team. At PSW, we like to make sure that we stay at the forefront of innovation. These include products such as face masks during the COVID period, ethically and environmentally sustainable garment ranges using recycled materials, and we're proud to have launched a backpack made from 100% recycled PET plastic bottles. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to outline the unique features of PSW, and we're here to help support you, your students, the parents and the wider community with all your uniform needs. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Steve from PSW, and we thank them sincerely for coming on board and being one of our new partners. It's now my pleasure to introduce Julie Cooke. Julie is going to be talking to us about the new Service Gateway portal in 2021. Julie is currently employed by DEEC to lead the Service Now initiative. Julie's key role as a change manager is to ensure that the Service Now portal meets not only our needs, but also DEEC's objectives. Julie is presenting today to update us on new developments and we will have an opportunity to ask questions at the end of her presentation. Please feel free to put these in the live Q&A chat. I will be monitoring these, and if Julie does run out of time at the end, Julie is willing to have a look at those questions that Jackie can provide so that we can have those responded to. So please welcome Julie Cooke.
And thank you, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen with you so that you can see the presentation. Hopefully everyone can see that now. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it. As Tracy said, my name is Julie Cooke. I'm a change manager at the department. I've been around for a few years now, and I've been really fortunate to present at this forum previously, and I really appreciate you inviting me back. Today, I want to talk to you about a project that our Information Management and Technology Division is implementing, and it's called the Services Portal. Services Portal went live actually in July 2020, and hopefully you've had time to use it. We've included some live polling today that will pop into the presentation as we go through, because I would really love to hear from you and from schools about how you're going with the Services Portal and get some real feedback from you. So, and as Tracy said, we'll have some time at the end of the presentation for some questions. If we don't get them all answered, we'll certainly get back to you. So please feel free to use that chat and send some questions through. Okay, so we'll get started. So the department is working on improving how we deliver service to schools. We have a 2-year project, and what we're going to do is move all of the services that we currently offer you through the service gateway, and you can see a picture of it there just to remind you, and we're moving everything that's being offered there, and we're moving it into the services portal. So the Services Portal is it's a cloud-based solution. It's very modern, and I've got a picture of it here for you, just to remind you. So that's what the current Service Portal looks like. At the moment, we've still got a few things in the Service Gateway, the old one, and we're going to have this new Services Portal, but the plan is to move everything over. So I'm going to kick off with our very first polling question, and the very first question is for you. Since the new Services Portal went live in July 2020, I have used it, ... How many times have you used it? We'd really like to know if it's something you've used frequently or if you haven't used it at all. And I'm wondering, Jackie, is it possible to pop those results up so that we can have a look at them as they come through?
Julie, if you just hit live poll down the bottom, you can see those results.
Live poll. Oh, okay. Okay, so what we've got at the moment is, I'll see if I can make this a little bit bigger. So we've got 179 votes at the moment, and most people have used it once or twice. So it's a bit of a spread between 46% once or twice, 38% not at all. Okay. So that's interesting. So not a huge amount of time that you've used it. I know you do have other support at schools that you can go to, but there has been a bit more. And there's 4% people have used it more than 10 times. So that's impressive. Thank you. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Let's move on to our next slide here. Thank you all so much for participating in that. Your feedback really matters to us, so I really appreciate it. So why did we move to a new services portal? Why did we move away from the service gateway? We were actually looking for a way to make logging service requests easier, faster and simpler for schools. We're also looking at a way so that we could bring all of these services that we offer to you together in one platform. Again, it makes it so much easier to use then. The other thing about the Services Portal is that there is a self-help facility in there. There's a knowledge base, so you can go in and you can search for knowledge articles and find answers yourself. Now that's just starting, we're just developing that, but as we go through, that's going to get better and better and better. you can also see all of your service requests in the one system. So as we put more and more services on, you'll only need to go to one place. You can see the status of that, and you can communicate directly with the person fulfilling that request directly with them. It makes it so much easier. Now, I noted that a number of you haven't used it yet. I personally, with working at home, I've had to use it a few times because of COVID. I've had, VPN issues, I've had network issues and things like that. So I've had to go in and use it. The first couple of times, it's quite different to the service gateway. So I was sort of sitting there going, oh, I'm not quite sure where to go and what to do. But once I'd used it the first time, I actually found it a lot easier to use. And that's just my own experience. I found it much easier because I had created a number of tickets. I had about 3 or 4. And instead of having to go through my emails to find request numbers so I could go back to the service desk, everything was in the one dashboard for me. I could see everything there. I could see the status. I could see who was working on it. I could open them up really quickly and I could comment and provide feedback and say, what's happening with this? And it's been a week, what's going on? So personally, I found it quite easy. But the good news is that what you see at the moment in the service portal is only the beginning, because as we move forward, we're going to put more and more services in there. So it'll become more and more of, hopefully, a helpful tool for you. So now let's go on to our second poll. We're really interested to know if you've used it. What did you think of it? Did you find it user-friendly? Did you find it easy to navigate? So the question is, when I used it, I found it user-friendly and easy to navigate. And, you can agree with that, or you can disagree with it, or you can say, well, I'm kind of neutral about it. I haven't used it. So I'll have a look at the poll for that too. Okay. Go down. When I use the service portal. Let's see, 41% agree, so that's really good. I'm really pleased to hear that you found it easy. Like I said, I found it a little bit tricky the first time because it was quite different, but after that it was pretty good. That's really great feedback. Thank you so much. I'm glad that it's working for you. 9% strongly agree. Hopefully they're the ones who've used it more than 10 times recently, and 13% are like, not quite sure. Thank you. Okay. We'll go back to our presentation. Now, I mentioned earlier that a lot of areas are looking to move on to the services portal, and I thought that this image might help. Now, I know there's a lot to take in there, so I'll walk you through it. This is to give you an idea in the sense of how it's growing over time. If you look at the very left-hand side, you can see that on the 1st of July, the first area that we brought over was the Information Management and Technology Service Desk. So that's the service desk that we all contact for all of our support requests and our help requests and all of that. That's the big one. So we moved them over on the 1st of July. Then on the 22nd of August, we moved over the VSBA SharePoint team, the Fuse team, the Web CMS team, and the SharePoint Educate team. They look after SharePoint forms and applications. On the 25th of September, we then moved across, and this will be an interesting one for you, the Teacher Notebook Program team. So that means that if you're part of that replacement notebook program that's happening this term, you'll actually be doing it on the services portal, which is exciting. On the 2nd of October, we moved over the Ariba procurement team. On the 9th of October, we moved over the Asset Management or AIMS team. In November, we're planning to move over the Oracle Financials team. And then in January 2021, which I think will be really interesting for all of you, is that we're moving over the HR teams. So if you think about Schools People Services, Schools Recruitment, and the SRP team are all planning to move over during the school holidays in January. So they're planning to move over about the 11th of January, probably. That's what we're targeting at the moment. And they're going to get themselves all organised so that when you come back to school, they're going to be raring to go. And then all of the requests that you would currently put to them either by email or via the service gateway, you'll be able to do it through the services portal. You'll still be able to email them. Those emails will just go into the services portal and create a ticket in there for you. So we've got lots and lots of areas of the department that are looking to move over. At the moment, what we're trying to do is take everyone out of the existing service gateway and move it over. But there's a whole pile of other areas that you probably email, and so they communicate directly with you via email, and you don't have that visibility of how your ticket is going or your service request, and they want to move over too. So more and more, this is going to become hopefully a very helpful tool for you. Hopefully it'll also make your life a little bit easier, and be a really positive and value add for you over time. Okay, so we've been using the tool since July, as I mentioned, and we've now had some feedback on the look and feel, and also some feedback around what might actually make it a little bit easier for people to use. At the moment, this is what the current view looks like. And you can see up the top, there is a little shortcut bar at the top. It's got knowledge, catalog, requests, cart. We don't even use cart. And then we go down to a how can we help you? And you can actually, I don't know whether you know this, but you can type in there and you can look for forms, which is much faster than trying to click on log a request or report an IT fault. So you can actually, if you're looking for a particular form, you can type it in. Or you can look up knowledge-based articles. And then underneath, we've got those three big icons. So unlike the service gateway, where everything you just logged it, you didn't matter whether it was a request or an IT fault. In this system, we do have to make a decision as the user of the system. Are we logging a request for help or for access, or are we saying something's not working the way it's supposed to, we need to report an IT fault? That's what the current screen looks like. Now, if I was to click on log a request, that would then take me into the next screen, which I'm going to show you, which is this screen. Okay, now this screen is where I actually start to select what I want to do. So, for example, I might click on schools, and then I might click on so this is the category of schools, and then I might say, well, I want to create access to a new Edgemail account for somebody. So I might click on that as a request. And that is my service that I'm requesting. So that's what the existing screen looks like. Now I'm going to show you what the new look and feel is going to look like. Okay, so this is the new screen. Now, probably what you'll notice straight away is that the color has changed. We've moved it into that debt corporate blue color. And we've lost a number of things up the top. We lost catalog. We've still got cart, but we can probably look at losing that over time. And we've added a few things here. So let's step through what we've added. Okay, first of all, we've added a home button so that no matter where you are in the services portal, you can click on home in that top bar, in the shortcut bar, and you can get back to this spot. So hopefully that will be handy. We've also moved the My Surveys from down the bottom of the screen, and we've moved it up to the top into the shortcut bar so that you can access them there. So you can let the service desk or the other areas who are now on the system know how you think about their service and how you think they went. We've also put down there most popular articles. So, you know, trending at the moment, who's looking for what particular knowledge articles, what's most popular, what's getting the most stars on it from other users. So you can see those there as well. We've also added a welcome message to the top. It used to just say, how can we help? But now it says, welcome to the Debt Services Portal, your one location for support. We've also updated a number of other things that we're hoping will help everyone understand a little bit better whether they should log a service request or log an IT fault. So let's have a look at those. Okay, here we go. Sorry, a little bit behind on my clicks there. So the first one is we changed this button from saying report an IT fault to IT faults and issues. Only a subtle change, but hopefully it makes it really clear what you go in there for. And then down the bottom, we change the text to read, contact the debt service desk to get problems fixed. So this is all about something's not working properly. I need something fixed. It's not working the way it should. It's not performing properly. So I need to go in there and raise it with the debt service desk. Under knowledge base, we kept the name the same, but underneath that, we changed the little line underneath to say, search knowledge articles to find answers, just to let you know you can self-help if you want to. And then finally, the logger request, we've changed that simply to say service request. And underneath, we updated that line to say ask questions and request services or access. So that's why you would go in there. So you want to ask a question of the service desk, you want to actually request some sort of service, or you need access to something. And that's why you would log a service request. Now, if I was to click on that button again and we dive down into the next screen, we come to this screen, and again, you'll see that the colors look a little bit different. And now we're defaulting to general inquiry rather than defaulting to schools, because the service desk provided feedback to us and said that a lot of school inquiries were getting stuck because they were being logged in the wrong spot. So we thought, well, let's make it easier. We'll default it to general inquiry. So it's really easy for you to just raise a query there. We've also added some icons just to make it a little bit more user-friendly and attractive. And we've updated the top. Instead of it just saying categories, we've said select a category, so that it's really clear that what you're supposed to do first is look down that list of categories and say, what am I actually going into? What am I looking for? What sort of service? And then I go onto the right-hand side of the screen and select the service that I'm after. So that's the new look and feel. It's really subtle changes, but we're hoping that those subtle changes will improve the way it looks and feels for you. But we really like to know what you think. So we're going to move into our next poll, which is number 3, and it is, I think, excuse me, I think the new look and feel changes will make it easier to use. So I'll go back and have a look at the live poll. Let's see what people think. Oh, good. That's really good. So 50% of you agree that it'll make it easier. I'm really pleased. 10% strongly agree. 13% are kind of not quite sure. That's fantastic. I'm really pleased to hear that. Excuse me. And these are not the end of the look and feel changes. These are just the ones that we thought, we can do quite easily. They'll make a difference, and we'd like to make improvements as we go. So we'd really like to do some more as well based on any feedback you have. So that's great. So that's coming out at 68% agree that those changes will make it easier. Thank you so much. Okay, we shall move on. Okay. We've also got another poll that we'd like to ask you about, and that is, we'd really like to know if there's anything we can do to help you right now to become more comfortable with the services portal. So in this particular question, there's a whole pile of options you can pick from, but we'd just like to know, what can we do to help? What do you need from us at the moment to make it a little bit easier? And by the way, if there's any feedback that you've not been able to give through the polling, please feel free to add it in the chat, because we'll get an export of all of that, and then we'll see what your feedback is, and we'll know what it is, and we'll be able to respond to it. So please feel free to share anything in that chat with us today. And let's have a look at how that poll's going. Okay, some quick reference guides, some videos, they're trending really good. Maybe some training. Yep, more presentations. Very happy to come to any meetings, area forums, anything that you might have and talk about it, but also very happy to put together some quick reference guides. We do have some, but I think they need updating with the new look and feel, and I don't think they're as good as they can be. So I'll work on some of those and share them with you. I'm also very happy to do some short videos as well. I think that, I agree, that would be a good thing for us to do. So thank you for letting me know how you feel about that. Okay, that's it from our polls. I was going to open up the floor now to some questions. So Tracy, have we got some questions coming through?
Yes, we do, Julie. So one of them is, the query was, is it possible to add a tab for cases 21 that relates to both finance and admin?
I suppose anything is possible at the moment. And at the moment, I think they have been separated. Finance has been separated. That hasn't gone live yet. Finance is due to go live in November. Jonathan, I've got a technical expert on the line with me at the moment. Jonathan, have you got anything that you'd like to add to that? Jonathan?
We've just lost Jonathan, so I'll just try to get him back in. But carry on perhaps with the next question. I'll see if I can get him through.
All right.
One that seems to have come up, Julie, is where do we find the new portal?
What a great question. And on that slide, if you can still see my slide there, I've got the link there. So you can find it there. It's under services.educationapps.vic.gov.au/DP.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, before we go back, we might put that slide back up if we can that had the address on it. That would be good.
Yeah. And can I just add one other thing to that, Tracy? If you go into access the existing service gateway, it will also come up with a landing page, and it will say, if you want to access particular services that are now in the services portal, there's a link there so you can link through to it. And then it says, and all these other services are still in the service gateway and you can still go through to that. So everyone should be able to see that landing page when they try to access the service gateway now.
And there was a comment, Julie, when you brought up and showed us some of the categories. One comment was it looks confusing having a schools in that category list because they probably would select that and think that that was the one that was meant to be relevant for any school that's coming in. So maybe there might need to be some comments added or something as to what the school wants.
I think that's really great feedback, Tracy, because it does make you think, oh, I'm a school, so everything I want is going to be in that one place. I think that's spot on. One of the things I'd like to mention is that we want to do a much more thorough usability assessment of the tool, and we'd really love feedback from business managers. So if anybody would like to be part of that and help us make it more user-friendly for schools, we would welcome your input, and you can contact me directly to be part of that. And that is the sort of feedback we're after. So I completely agree. Thank you.
Another question's just popped up. With the new policy advisory library, Julie, that's been released, can we find that in there? And what would we look under if it's in that new listing for our policy advisory library?
Yes, I love PAL. PAL is great. And that's a really good question, because about a month ago, I was asked that from Business Managers Victoria Association. And they went into PAL and they looked up the services portal and it didn't come up. So I actually went back to OPSI, who are the team who look after PAL, and I identified all the areas where the service gateway is mentioned. And I said we should update all of these and say service gateway and services portal and have links to that. So you should be able to search for it now and find it under services portal. Please let me know if you still can't find it, because they were making those changes about a month ago. So it should be in there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm thinking I can't see any more now that are coming up. They just would like that link to go back up on the screen there.
Okay. Beautiful. There's the link so that you can access the services portal. As I mentioned, if you do try to use the existing service gateway link, you'll come to a landing page and that will have the link embedded. And also any services that have already moved across, if you've saved a favorite to that link because you use it all the time, when you go into it, you should now see a screen that says this service has moved onto the services portal, and it should have a link there as well. So if you ever find any instances where that isn't working and you want to let me know, please feel free. But in all those cases, you should have a link in those situations as well. But I thought I'd include it here so you could see it.
I think that's all the questions that are coming up there.
Great. All right. Well, thank you. I've popped my email address on the next slide. Perhaps Jackie, if we can share that. There you go. There's my email address, Julie Cooke. As I said, we're looking to improve the usability of the services portal. I think business manager feedback is vital to making it work properly. I really want to know what you think. Thank you for inviting me, and please let me know if you'd like to be part of the usability. Thank you.
I think, Jackie, there have been a couple of people who've put on the chat there that they'd like to be involved with Julie's session. So we will pass that information on to Julie for those people who have replied. So thank you for that. It's now my pleasure to introduce our Camp Australia, who are another one of our partners, and we've got another presentation of video to showcase their service and affordable programs. We know we've seen Camp Australia. They're another major partner who generously contribute to business managers and our professional learning opportunities. We hope you enjoy their presentation.
There's more to Camp Australia than meets the eye. You might know us as Australia's most experienced provider of safe, fun, engaging and quality out-of-school hours care programs. You also might know that we can handle all licensing and setup, are well versed in government regulations and compliance, and take care of all administration on your behalf. But what you might not know is that we are experts in recruitment, rostering and training, and we employ Australia's largest pool of dedicated educators. You also might not know that due to demand from parents, our customer service is now available 7 days a week, meaning we're there when families need us. Our partner portal, developed specifically for schools and principals, is one of a kind in the industry and gives you real-time data on bookings, attendance numbers, who's working in your service, how to make a partnership request, and so much more. Our educators are always learning and have access to more than 60 hours of professional development activities every year. We're also the only outside school hours care provider with a healthy eating program and cookbook. But that's just a snapshot of what we can offer. To find out more about how we can add value to your school community and deliver a service tailored to your individual needs, contact us for an obligation-free chat.
Camp Australia for their video, and I just want to say we do thank them for all the value add that they give to our schools. So we do thank them for everything they do in our schools, and we love their video. So thank you, Camp Australia. I also just wanted to say Tracy wanted to let me know that she hadn't thanked Julie, so we wanted to thank Julie as well for that. So now it's my pleasure to go on to something that's really quite exciting for our association. I know that everyone likes to take part in the recognition of people within our schools, and it's my privilege to actually announce the winner of the BMV Collegiate Recognition Award. I'm extremely thrilled to have the opportunity to present this award. And it's a worthwhile recipient who has contributed to our profession in so many ways, from leading SRP workshops from BMV members to exhibiting exceptional leadership and support to the wider education community. Due to the current circumstances, the actual award will be couriered to the school, to the successful applicant. Without further ado, in recognition of the outstanding contribution to business managers, I'm going to do something a little different, and we just hope that it works. So I'm going to call the person, and hopefully we can get this live.
Hello, we're just getting Judith one now.
Oh, thank you. Judith? Judith. The BMV from Rose Hill Secondary College.
Yes.
We wanted to say congratulations, you've been awarded the BMV Collegiate Award.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
So we've got it live on our stream, so we hope you're watching it as well. But congratulations.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Judith. Your award will be delivered to the school for you. Would you like to say anything? Would you like to say something?
I just want to thank BMV for their support, my amazing mentors throughout my career, and thank you.
Great. Thanks very much, Judith. Bye-bye. So that's one happy person. So now it's time for a break. We're going to break until 11:10, when we'll have someone from the student resource package to come back and present for us. So have a nice break, and we'll see you back at the next
Jackie,
session.
we'll be back at 12:50.
12:50, sorry, 12:50.